Hello. Awesome. I'm Cody with the Insight. Nice to meet you. I will hand you this one. Huh? Showrunner, correct, and executive producer. Well, first, love the series.
Thank you.
I was a fan of the book series, and it's really neat to get to see a new adaptation of it. And correct me if I'm wrong, you drew inspiration from the books, correctly? It's not based on any one particular book. The first season is correct.
Yeah, so season one of Cross, the mystery is a new mystery that we created. And so what you'll find if you come to season one, you'll find all of the characters and you'll find the world of Cross very familiar. And you also find a lot of references in there that are very familiar based on the existing book series. But one of the choices I made, and really it was because I wanted the flexibility of being able to tap into what's happening right now in our world, was to come up with our own mysteries. And I had I had a conversation with James Patterson. I was basically I called him to let him know, hey, I'm gonna do my own mystery, and I thought he might be a little bit offended by that. Maybe not offended, but at least hesitant. And instead, he loved the idea. He encouraged me to do it. He embraced it because he loved the idea that you can give fans of the Alex Cross series something they love with the character in the world, but now you're even adding to that satisfaction level by giving them a new story that they haven't seen before.
I agree, and it really is nice because there's so many adaptations. Of course, you want to stay true to the books and
Yep.
the characters, but when you get in that fresh perspective, you can't look to spoilers from the book. You kind of have to go about the season.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
And get the twist as they come about.
Yeah.
Or even the book readers who know these characters.
That's a great
But
point.
you can't spoil yourself, so it's kind of nice as that fan to get that fresh perspective.
That's so funny. I mean, I had thought about, I wanted to be timely, and I'd also given some thought to the idea that if I make new stories, I don't have to worry about people saying, oh, that's not how they did it in the book. But I didn't even think about, folks who, if they're familiar with the book or they know the book exists and the season is based on that book, then maybe they can jump to the end. In this one, you spend the whole season, you got to just roll on that journey with us.
Yeah, that's what I was talking with the cast of how they were surprised as they were reading, how they didn't get all the pieces of the script until the table reads, and they were even caught up.
Yeah.
Surprised. There's a lot of twists and all that. What are you most excited for the fans to get to dive into this new iteration of this character that's been around for so many years?
Well, when I think about what would the fans like about this, I have to think about me because I'm a crime junkie, both in books and in media, film, TV. That's basically my favorite genre. I grew up reading it and then I grew up watching it, and I still do to this day. And when I think about the ones that really satisfy me the most, they're the ones that have a really compelling mystery. And if it's an adaptation, I really want it to honor the tone and the mood of that adaptation. For example, James Patterson Alex Cross series, the villains are really like signature villains, and in the books you get to spend time with them. You break POV and go spend time with the villains. So that's an example of the kind of thing. If I read those books, then I want to see that in that series. And if I hadn't read the books, I'm still going to appreciate that piece. But the next thing goes beyond the mystery, because I think everybody's going to love the mystery. The next thing is the characters. And I think fans are going to come in here, even if all you're doing is coming to watch this show because you love the books or because you love mysteries. But I think what's really going to hit you is you're going to invest in these characters. Not just Alex Cross, but also his partner and best friend, John Sampson, his entire family, his love interest, Elle, his, ally with complications, Kayla. Like, there's a lot of characters that you get a chance to invest in, and I think that'll really be satisfying for the fans.
Yeah, having seen the series, it really is. It's like the way the stories sort of weave together and then they cross over, and the dynamics are my favorite. And of course, the dynamic between Alex and John.
Yeah.
How important was it to capture that dynamic with the casting and the writing and just putting all those pieces together?
I think for me, when I was thinking about, well, what is the core relationship here? And generally, when you have a dynamic, detective or hero character, a lot of times their core relationship ends up being their love interest. But when you look at the book series, the thread that's most common is Alex Cross and John Sampson. So I decided to lean into that for season one. I wanted to really build that out and build out their friendship and make it layered and also make it fresh, because I think, especially black community, like watching two black men who have this deep rooted affection for each other, that doesn't get depicted on television or film as often as it probably should. It's a universal thing, but it's also specific to the black culture. And so that was a really exciting uh, opportunity for us to tell that story. And luckily, when we cast, we had already Aldous, and we were picking our Samson. And we had to roll the dice a little bit because you never know. You cast someone, you think they're the right person, but until they actually start shooting, you don't know if you captured the right chemistry. And it just turned out the stars were aligned. The first scene they ever shot together, they acted like they had known each other for years, and the bond was so strong that it really shines through on screen. And the good news is they actually like each other off screen too.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. It was
Thank you, Cody.
fantastic to watch.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Yep.
you again.
Take good care.